Hello? Hi. Yeah, like the cover for this is dope. That's what I'm talking about right there. Day 91 of waiting for New Era song to be released. It's a long time. I'm excited about today. Yeah, I can hear you over the WhatsApp, but I don't hear you on the stream right now. Period. Let's go. Let's go. Can you hear me now? Uh-oh. Can they hear me? I feel like we're just gonna have to resort to hardware, bro. Yeah, I can hear you. No, I don't hear you on the stream. I'm glad we started 10 minutes early. OBS is crazy. I'm gonna like the stream because OBS is crazy. Feels like the mic is on the other side of the house, the fader down.
Yeah, no, it's...
So
Oh.
these are all good guesses.
Volume's on full. Everything should be working. Should work. Maybe I should put a filter on.
I can hear you now, but I can barely hear you.
Output gain ratio. Why is this still? Maybe there's something wrong. Let me.
Put the mic on your face. Some blood metal.
Should work. Okay. I think.
There you go.
Oh, damn. Now I got feedback. Gotta turn off this compress. Yes.
Mucho compressor.
Mucho compressor. Okay. There we go.
Right.
Okay.
Are we in chat?
We're good. We're okay.
What's up, yo boys?
And girls.
Especially.
There we go. Yeah, maybe there's
We're just
Yeah, the cover for this is dope. Savant in the studio is what people need to know. Good picture too.
I just googled the music studio and just photoshopped my face on it. Easy. Fake it till you make it.
Hey, at least it's not a Studio Ghibli ripoff.
Oh hell no, I'm not doing that. But I did see some streamer or some YouTuber use AI to make thumbnails, and it looked amazing. And I was just like, fuck. Why do we live in this timeline?
Well, you could probably use GPT deep research to figure out what the current cover trends are. That should be a lot easier than even doing the work.
Somebody's saying that they're gonna smoke crack real quick.
Let's do it.
Glass pipe.
I got the electronics.
The electronic crack pipe.
Electronic crack pipe. Like, think about it, man. There's a whole generation of kids out there that weren't even exposed to smoking or lighting anything on fire. It was all electronic. All of it was press a button, fast delivery, you know. Yeah, there's some concerns about that long term, but their afflictions are going to be completely unrelated to smoking, you know.
This guy says he's only smoking greens, and I'm like, if the crack is green, you shouldn't smoke it, bro. I think there's some mold issue with your crack.
There is a strain called green crack. It was one of the first ones I grew.
I'm talking about crack, not green. Like his crack is green.
Crack isn't in vogue at all.
No,
like, nobody's doing crack anymore.
But this guy's trying to bring trying to bring it back. He's on a solo mission. He's on a solo mission to bring the regular crack back, but it says it's green, so something's wrong. Clearly. Yeah, so it starts in 6 minutes. Yeah, we're just hanging out.
Ooh.
What's wrong?
I don't know. Should we talk about that little BP related event?
Maybe.
Just a little tease.
More like PP related event.
PP related.
PP. Yeah. I don't. Yeah. Should we? Is that kosher?
It's kosher.
Okay.
It's kosher. We need to set like the timeline and all this other stuff. But
yeah. So
it's going to happen.
We're talking with good old BP.
The old Beatport.
Yeah, Beatport. So we're talking to Beatport about doing something cool, like a remix competition. But I don't want to go too far in on the details there. But we want to do something, and we're gonna announce and talk about it on maybe a stream coming up once we have all that stuff together.
It's gonna be folks' best chance to get on a Savant record, and that would be a first.
So yeah, so it's gonna be fun too, because 2012 was all about Beatport. I remember I was very active on Beatport and focusing on getting my fans to get their records there, and I did chart a bit with
Couple times.
Yeah, So we want to try to get some remix competition going on Beatport, official, and also try to, you know, release some records on Beatport again. You know, like see what happens there, because it is if people don't like that type of music, I think it's good for the fans to know that we can change that ecosystem by joining in and trying to, you know, not take it over, but, you know, we need to push ourselves in there and you know, show that, you know, creativity can be inside of the EDM mainstream space, and melody and not just you know, dark house beats, noisecore techno, stuff like that, where we can actually make a difference together on the place where the biggest DJs in the world go to buy their stuff. And it's so I'm gonna see if I can get my fans to help me out, push a little bit more on Beatport in the next round. Because
our goal for sure is to make sure that producers know you're back. You're producing stuff that they're likely, you know, gonna want to mix in, and just basically like be on that front page again. That's a very important thing, because by and large we've been doing this comeback like I don't know if you saw Grizz's relaunch.
Yeah, I did.
Whole campaign, you know, everything's kind of themed around that
tractor style,
and like we talked about that kind of stuff, like, do we make a big deal about it? But setting it up organically so it doesn't feel like it's forced is an important thing. And our core audience on the producer side used to be like directly connected. Now that you're doing streaming and you're doing production live, you're teaching people, like, you know, some tips and tricks. Even in an older fucking version of FL, it all goes to, you know, what those folks wanted back then and we're giving to now. That's gonna be exciting.
FL Studio 95.
Josh, could you please introduce yourself? I don't know who you are. Sorry.
Josh is my manager. Josh is my.
I shouldn't even be here, bro. I used to be the manager that didn't like to even take pictures, man. How am I doing streaming now?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So Josh is the creator of the first label I released on. Not the first label, but Savant. It was the first label. Even though he wasn't running the label, he was the creator of it. And now, over time, he became my manager, and then, you know, we worked together for the last 12 years, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's who I am.
Mm-hmm.
I manage artists. I did a lot of A&R and electronic music early on. I debuted on Section Z, you know, Savant, Sultan, Virtual Riot, Mr. Bill, etc.
Yeah.
So we around.
Yeah, Josh has broken a lot of young or very big producers that most people have heard about. So he's been around. I can
sniff him out. I can sniff him out.
Yeah, his
I've rarely been wrong.
Yeah, Josh's resume is pretty thick with important people who came from the underground and became like and I think most of the people that Josh has worked with have been very creative artists that kind of broke molds and became big on their own terms. And Josh wasn't the money grabber guy, so he kind of, like, you know, once they got their foot in or their foothold, he kind of just like went like, okay, I'm gonna move on and let you guys, I'm gonna set you up with the management and a label, and then I'm gonna fuck off. And that's basically what Josh would with most of his artists, except for me. We had a little fuck off moment, but it wasn't because I was good.
You. It was more like the pandemic, and I needed a fucking break. I was broken.
Yeah,
I needed a break.
Yeah,
you know that feeling.
Yeah. So yeah, the first artist was Josh managed Deadmau5 for a while. Then he did me, Savant, and then he did Virtual Riot, Sultan, Mr. Bill, and he's, you know, helped out a couple of other artists too, and he's also helped up a few people set up labels, and you know, he's been around. He doesn't take a lot of space in the field or credit for the work he's done, but he's definitely influenced a lot of both musicians and music business inside of the thing. I don't think I don't think it's Savant or Deadmau5 would be, where we are without Josh. Yeah. So
Now that said, that is an arguable thing from that camp, and at the end.
Yeah, no, that's not what we're talking about.
It was so early on in the game.
No,
we didn't know what the fuck we were doing.
Yeah, it's not about being subjective here.
I just don't need bro fucking like, seeing a clip and getting mad at it 5 years later is basically what I'm trying to do.
Yeah. No, not everybody's gonna be happy about the collaboration, about whatever. I'm just saying what you had your finger in, starting out.
Yep.
So that's
story for another day.
That's Josh. We're gonna have a talk sometime about like the thing that Josh did before we started working together, which is a piece of like lost internet history. But we're gonna have a stream about that. We'd have to plan it and produce it in a proper way. And I think Josh would have to like actually find screenshots of websites, and we can't just sit here and blindly. You got to prep a little bit for that stream, I think, if we're gonna do that.
You got to show the receipts. Got to show receipts.
Okay,
deep internet lore.
Easy Rapids is back at it again. I couldn't watch live last week, but a lot of what you talked about and discussed really got me in my feels. I don't have any questions this time. Just wanted to send you love and say that in the end, I don't care what Savant does. I care about what Alex does. Okay, thank you.
Boom.
Mm-hmm.
There's been a lot of musical introspection in the last 2 months, I would say. That's for sure.
Yeah. Ever thought of a collab with Kavinsky? Like, listen, this guy was retired. Like, he released one song and then fucked off for 10 years. Like, literally did not do anything. And I read an article or Wikipedia about this, where he just didn't like it or couldn't handle it or needed a break or whatever. It came and went too fast for him, and he took a long break. I think he's coming back now, but if Kavinsky wanted to do something, it's not really up to me. I don't have that kind of power where I can just message somebody and say you want to make something.
We could reach out. It's just cold reaching out.
Yeah,
Usually the artists are connecting with each other. That's the most genuine form.
Yeah.
If management's trying to get the collabs, it means it's something big on a big label.
Yeah.
There's a budget involved. That's a whole different.
So to everybody who doesn't know how music industry works, you don't get to fuck up. You only get to fuck downwards. You only get to work with people who are less popular or less known than you. You are the chooser of those collaborations. When there's people above you, you don't. It's this is an unwritten rule in music. You don't reach out. That you're not allowed to do that. You
can reach out. Just the expectations need to be realistic. Are you gonna get Zed via collab on a cold email?
Yeah. Or I have done this.
Even if he likes you, there's a whole fucking machine in front of his decisions on releasing. We were talking about this regarding Skrillex and Virtual Riot. This is stuff that got worked on a long time ago, and now people are starting to hear more and more and more of it because it just took that long to fucking move that gigantic ship that is Skrillex to be able to work with other IP creators and that kind of things. So.
Yeah, so I have sent a bunch of DMs on Instagram to artists I like and would like to show my music to or collaborate with, but you don't get any replies. And
you could be encouraged to do that.
Yeah, but okay, I'm trying to let me finish. So when I send out these mass DMs, basically, I have 10 artists that I kind of want to work with, and I'm going today I'm gonna sit down and write them a personal little thing and give them a Dropbox link and be big fan of your thing, and I would love to work together or whatever I can do for you, etc. And just to prove my point about fucking up or fucking downwards is the only people who replied to me was people who had less followers than me. and this is how cynical people are. And I think for me too, if somebody has like 200 followers somewhere, I think it's like a natural thing where you go like you're a little skeptical. I think anything around, if I see somebody having like more than 8,000 followers or something like that, it is very cynical, but it's very like there's so much of it that you have to use some sort of metric to kind of funnel a little bit to get through. Why kill the noise? Why is that? You're just saying kill the noise? Porter versus
Well, yeah,
Savant.
they're just recommending collaborations.
Oh yeah,
I love this.
it's fantasy football, guys. Like you can recommend and fantasize about whatever. I believe. How many collabs do I have? Like 2, and without like not mentioning the vocals I have on my tracks, but with other producers, fucking 2 or 3 collabs. They don't really
something that it needs attention. That part of
that doesn't really happen that much. And there's a lot of reasons for this not going through. So I just want to let you guys know that when I work with people that are generally favored as a big producer or a famous person, or most people don't know what the fuck they're doing. This is what I've realized living in LA and like getting emails from these big DJs and producers and stuff. Most of the time I get stems, or I get a song, or a reach out, or I meet them and I hang out with them, or we actually sit in the studio. And a lot of the time, I'm very flabbergasted of how little knowledge or feeling or vibe or anything they have of music, and how little, like, there's no chemistry basically because of that. So that
that's the hardest part, when you don't have the chemistry with somebody, even if you like their output or their brand is good for you, you can't help it. You know.
Yeah, Infected was nice because they're very pragmatical. Like, it doesn't matter if we disagree on things. They're very pragmatical. They want shit to get done, and they know where shit should be. So
it's very collaborative.
Yeah, they're extremely collaborative. That's the key word. Like, they're not like these bros who's like, oh, I like your vibe, bro. Want to do something? Like, they're not like that. They're very professional. Like, they're very to the point. They don't fuck around. If you have feedback to them, they'll fix it or do something, and then it works really well.
Weren't those collabs based on their reaction to stuff you were already working on, wasn't it?
No, I don't remember.
Right? It wasn't.
I don't think so.
I don't think it was like made on the fly. I think you were already working on some stuff. They thought it was dope as hell, wanted to jump on it.
No, I don't think so. I think the first time we worked on something, they sent me something, I think, and then I sent them some piano and some vocals back, and with some production, and then they remixed that, and then I think that was it. I think it was only 1 or 2 back and forth. I don't think there was like a lot of back and forth. It was just like, I think they sent me something, or I sent them something, and there was like 1 edit, and then it was done. But on the last one we did, there was a little bit more back and forth on that. I think they sent me something, and then I wrote something. They made something, and I was like, I wanted a little different, so we made 2 versions of it. One that I released on Protos, and one that they released. That was called
album version. I call that one.
Yeah, it's Rise Up. The first one was what the fuck was the first one? Savant. It was just called Savant on Mushrooms, I think. But the vocals was like God is in the Rain. I think that was the vocals for the first collaboration, and the second collaboration was like Rise Up.
They were awesome. Like, invited us out to play with them. You know. Super collaborative, very communicative. Even their touring manager was like really involved. Couldn't have asked for, a more dedicated kind of team there. And it's good to see they continue that behavior. Like I see the collabs that they do are always like, with that up and comer, with the dude who's got the hot stuff. You know what I mean? And I think that to me is what legacy acts and producers should be doing, is being stupid collaborative with what's coming up, helping them rise, so.
Yeah. So somebody's asking about Pegboard Nerds. So I've known Alex, we were familiar. I don't know if we were friends necessarily, but we were definitely, active colleagues sharing songs very early in our career. I think, see, even before the first album, before Neener in 2011, we were sharing a bunch of music. And as soon as Pegboard Nerds kind of took off a little bit, got on Monster Cat, and became like a little bigger deal, because we talked about maybe we should do something together very early on, and it ended up with one of those like management kind of, I don't know what happened, but I've definitely reached out a few times in the earlier days, and I got no reply back or something like that. And then I think 2018 or something, I think Alex sent a message like, "Yo, what's up?" But like at that point, I was just like out of EDM already. So
Right. After I think they switched management, and at that point, like now they're like, well, let's go fucking mend those bridges. I don't
yeah,
wanna bring that one up, bro.
if your manager like is getting between
Don't
you,
gatekeep your artist, bro.
yeah,
Don't gatekeep your artist. It's the worst thing that you can do is gatekeep your artist.
it,
They're the ones who keep the gates. They're the ones who should tell you yes or no on collaborations. You can recommend people, sure, but you should never, ever block an artist from collaborating, especially if they fucking know each other. If they're homeboys on the real, there should be no blocks at all for
yeah,
whatever reason,
yeah.
except the fact that what Alex was talking about earlier, that whole fuck upwards aspect of things. You know what I mean? It gets in the way. To me, when you say that kind of stuff, I'm cool with it from the artist thinking perspective, like the direct work. But when it comes to business, it's not good to think like that.
Yeah,
It's
no,
good to have an open mind, understand what the possibilities are, and let the artists and the collaborators guide ultimately like how it's going to get done, when it's going to get done. If you put your artists into a situation where they have to check with management on every single little thing, that's just basically another way to say no to an artist at the end of the day.
yeah,
Because when the artist wants to work with somebody, they're going to work with that person no matter what.
yeah.
So,
So, um, yeah, a management. If you as an artist say no to things because your management says it's not good or something like that, like that is, and you like it depends if you want to do those things. Like if you have a buddy and you say, I want to do a song with them, and your management says no, and you listen and you don't pull on that, I don't know, there's something like wrong with something there. I'm not saying that's what happened with the Pegboard Nerds thing, but we definitely
right.
we definitely didn't go through. It could also be like, listen, I only knew Alex. I don't know Michael, the other guy. So I definitely wouldn't, know if that was because they probably have to do like a unanimous decision on what to do and stuff like that. But I definitely think that in 2013 or whatever, that sort of collaboration would have been the best time for us to do that. I've tried to check in on them lately to see what they're up to, and they're still around, they're still doing stuff. But I don't know. We've kind of like also everybody's like moving in different directions and stuff. So
we'll wait until the nostalgia flip goes away from the 90s and comes into the early like 2010s, and then we can reevaluate that.
we should see more collabs with less known artists. I think if you see a Tiesto track or an Armin van Buuren track or a bigger name out there, they're always going to have a smaller artist on it. Like, there's 90% of the time, it's a smaller artist collaborating with them on that. For me, I am pretty good making songs on my own, and I would rarely want to. Like, I don't have fun making music. I want to make grand, great things that are beautiful, and I'm not just doing it for fun. Like, just to hang out with somebody or help somebody. That's not how music should be made. So I would like to work with somebody who's great at what they do. And unfortunately, when you're great at what you do, you also do get some recognition for it. So those two things are sometimes hand in hand. So I don't know if I would work with somebody who's like small just because they're small. If they're really good, they're really good. So it depends.
It's really about that taste, man.
Yeah.
They're gonna shock you and gonna be like, I need to work with this guy. It's basically like how it ends up working half the time, you know?
Yeah. Somebody is like a Savant Skrillex. I don't know, man. Like,
Jeez.
I would love to work with a bunch of people. I think I wouldn't say no to most, but I also am very realistic about most of these people have heard my stuff and know who I am, and I think that's when you know they know who I am and they still don't want to fuck with you, kind of know that okay, I'm not their sauce, you know, I'm not the kind of thing that they're looking to work with. Maybe it's either the production skills or the actual music skills is not what they kind of like look forward to work with, and maybe they're looking for somebody to elevate their style or something that so many reasons. I think like something I think about a lot is that a lot of producers aren't looking for another producer that does exactly what they do, or are trying to imitate them. They're looking to work with people who have something new and fresh or something that they look up to, and that is like when you see
real.
when you see an artist collaborate with like an artist that kind of like wanted to be like them, it's kind of like a weird incestuous relationship type thing. You know what I'm saying? Like the Zomboy Skrillex thing was really awkward, I feel, when I saw that. But I think it's because Skrillex is like a really heartfelt guy, and he's past those like resentful things. Like I think he had like a hard shock coming into a genre that was so protected, and he got so hated for doing what he was doing that he got some hard skin, I think. But what happened to Twistex? So Twistex was
He built the cabin in the mountains.
yeah. Basically, he kind of like went off the grid and got a family, a farm, and it's like basically auctioning tractors and stuff in the forest in the woods. He was working a little bit with Fowler for a while, and trying to do music for like advertisements, things like this. But I think over time it was just like he got little fed up with that industry and just like focused on, you know, feeding his family and stuff like that. So he went off the grid. Yeah, that's
You could always bring him back. He's a homie.
yeah. Just tuned in. Which musician? We're talking about Twistex. It's a buddy of mine.
What you showing us today?
I don't know. I don't have any plan. I almost said
Change plans.
I almost said I hate.
Change plans.
I almost said I hate this shit, but so I'm enjoying just not doing anything right now. Yeah, no, producing on stream is fucking nightmare fuel to me. Like it's
also new to you, dude. You could barely handle chats back in the day.
Yeah.
And now you're doing both at the same time. Yeah, it's gonna take some time to get used to. But,
yeah. So
I mean, I've gone back and I've looked at all. I've seen the hours of footage that are done. You always find a good break. You know what I mean? It's very educational.
But listen, when I if I'm going in the studio, I need a little bit like I need that kind of like space, to and having the chat and having like a phone call going at the same time, like it is very like I'm not in the zone. You know what I'm saying? Like it's very difficult to get in the zone with those things. Like I'm a super autistic with that shit. Yeah, I'm being self-aware when you're making music. It's like car without gasoline. It's not going to start, so it's not going to work. So I can only do small silly things. Yeah, maybe. Who's the left guy? He's my manager.
Oh, here we are again.
Yeah,
we got new people on the stream. That's always a good thing.
Yeah, I think we need to have those name tags underneath with like the occupation.
I remember the first couple of streams, it was like 3D interfaces, animations now. And
Yeah.
like our photo box sizes are completely different. It's driving me crazy. You don't know what you want to do on the stream today. Like
No, they're
we
not very
we
different. They're almost the same size.
who's the right guy? Let's go.
Yeah. So wait a second. So
I know you did it. It's perfect now.
yeah. I fixed it. But I was gonna. I'm just reading quickly what's going on here. God damn it. Let me see. Yeah, you can produce while I watch. How about that? Would you be down for that? Fucking sitting there.
Actually,
Yeah.
I mean, it would be pretty dope to have some guest producers on and just like fucking live feedback,
Holy shit.
like live collab. That
So-
would be pretty interesting.
Sounds like a
actually.
fucking nightmare. It sounds like
Come on, try
sounds like
it
the
one time.
sounds like the
Just
worst, absolute worst. It's like fucking porn star shit. It's like watching somebody have sex. It's like, you can do it. Come on, just put the penis in there. Come on, it's not that hard.
Like the director is like,
Yeah, it's like
for
it's a very
first-timers.
like music is very spiritual and it's very, it's a divine thing for me, and doing it like it's a fucking what's it called, fucking Whopper. I'm putting together a Whopper at fucking Burger King. It just feels so fucking disgusting. So so it's very difficult. I have difficulty making music without the stream right now. Not because of like what's it called, it's not what's it called when
You gotta-
when you have like
Anxiety?
creative drought or like writing block. Yeah,
Oh,
because
writing block?
yeah, no, I don't have that. It's just like I'm just so depressed. I think it's very difficult to find like a good reason to continue doing things. Sometimes it's very difficult. So
you should show some stuff off, see what the feedback is.
So I'm gonna try to think a little bit, but I kind of want if these things are gonna be working, I think I need the chat kind of to tell what we're doing, because I have
You gotta give them an option.
no, but wait, take it easy. Because I have a routine when I make stuff, and that's a very like it's like a solitary thing. It's very introspective, and it's a lot of space and canvas. And this is like the opposite of that. I'm sitting in the Matrix right now. I have like fucking 3 screens, fucking chat, fucking audio going on. And it's, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's very like, it's like the water cup is like, the Jurassic Park water. Like, it's like there's no still water. So there's no like space to kind of like work in that ether. So if I'm going to do stuff like this, and it was the same when Future Music and UKF came to my house too, and the only way we could solve that was by making some sort of novelty thing, or
Right, the elephant thing.
yeah,
I mean,
we made it. I made it into like
not
a
a bad thing.
yeah, but I made it into like a sort of joke just to get past the fact that I can't really make anything good on command. It's not going to be great. So I think we're going to use chat a little bit to kind of like point where we're going to go. Yeah, Deadmau5 deactivated the chat. I don't know. I kind of like the chat, but I think if we're gonna make music on stream, I need to have more of like a. Yeah, I'm not making cumbia step. That sounds super boring right now. I need something. I need some good suggestions for what we should be doing in the studio. It doesn't have to be like a genre. You can also talk about like how to make a certain sound, or how to make a certain type of thing, or a part of a song. It doesn't have to be like a full song. It can just be like a certain type of thing. So I'm gonna let you guys chat a little bit with Josh about this. Josh, if you could help like look at them for a little bit. I need to go use the bathroom real quick, and then
Okay.
and like see if they come up with something fun, and then we're gonna like skim through it and see if we can find, because I think that's a way better. This is like my putting things in a hat thing, but I'm getting the chat to do.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like getting them to kind of help me out. And I'm not.
You know what?
I'm not saying, but I'm saying like.
Go to the bathroom so I can influence the chat real quick.
Yeah, no, don't. I'm gonna look back
I
at.
mean, influence positively.
Yeah. So, by the way, if you do a super chat, like it's gonna be way easier to notice, and you might have to like prioritize a little bit. So I'm just letting you guys know that if you do a super chat, there might be a bigger chance of us seeing the message. I'm not I'm not implying it.
Show me some memes. Show me some memes that we can extract from chat. Maybe that's one of the ways to go. But Homeboy's literally like asking for production ideas for this session. Never thought I'd see the day. Drum and bass orchestra. That sounds like something. It's just too easy. I mean, it's not that that's a bad thing. What else we got? South Spain breakbeats. You would need to show me what Southern Spain is doing in the breakbeat side of things right now. Sounds very personal. Bombadillo crocodilo. I don't know about that. IDM, been there, done that. Ballroom house. That's interesting. Baroque glitch. You're just trying to get Savant to do harpsichords. Packus. It's not going to happen. What a Baroque drum and bass reggae cover of Take on Me. Okay. You're getting a little bit more creative. Stuart Whitworth with the what Baroque drum and bass reggae cover of Take on Me. That could be interesting. Remix an old school classic from any genre. Too open ended. Give me the idea. What fucking old school classic do you want them to actually remix? All right. Have you guys seen the reaction about Savant's EDM take last stream? Interesting. I have not seen any reactions. Should I give a fuck about it? Link me up. Neuro DMB. Mate, is there a meme? Show me the memes. Show me memes that he can extract like a sound from and fuck with. A screaming bird, like something that's viral right now in your circle. We got glitch hop, metalcore. Yeah. I think I'm gonna go for either that like ballroom house direction. Yeah, Alex should have a dedicated orchestral stream. Like explain that era. Show us the tools. Orchestral IDM. Yeah, ballroom house could be an interesting rabbit hole, actually. Anti-AI beat. You mean like putting a beat and then like encoding it somehow? What is it? Poison pilling it so that it fucks up their algorithms all day long. Royality 250 to 330 about. I'd like to hear his thoughts on this. The melodies and sorts of time.
Okay, here we go. What's going on? What's going on?
Bro, these suggestions are very genre heavy, right?
Okay.
But a couple of them stand out. Ballroom house is interesting.
What
would be an interesting exploration. There's been a lot of like, do glitch, do IDM orchestral. It's a lot of kind of mashing up stuff.
Okay.
Happening in here.
Okay.
But one of the suggestions I thought was a little bit more direct, and I thought that was a good idea. Hold on. Let me see. Chat went fucking crazy while you were on.
I made a remix of Owner of a Lonely Heart. Owner of a Lonely Heart. Yeah, but I made
Much better.
yeah, but it was I did it for the Alesso, had a remix competition for it, and I never finished it in time. But this is what that sounds like.
So.
Yeah, so I didn't get further than that. Okay, Max is still talking a lot about Royality. I have I did make an orchestral version of that because I wanted it to be recorded by like a quartet. I remember. Let's see if I can find that real quick. 'Cause it's been one of my. I was thinking a few years ago, like I want to make a couple of Savant songs into like a quartet recorded piece, because they're the most special. Yeah, Yes is a great band, and Lonely Heart is one of their, like, it's one of the best songs from the 80s period. Like, it is the quintessential, like the stabs, the hits, the production, the guitar solo, everything's like so innovative for the time, and the usage of drum machines and the vocal style. The vocal style has also influenced my stuff a lot. But anyway, I'm gonna try to find Royality real quick. Royality.
Stuart was also talking about one of the ideas that I liked was a Baroque drum and bass reggae cover of "Take on Me."
Oh Lord, yeah. No, that sounds like I'm just gonna skip.
Sounds like copyright problems with the
That
stream, but
that too, but it sounds like a thing I would never do. Like
I
it
thought it
doesn't.
was interesting, dude.
Yeah, no, it sounds too corny for me. That sounds pretty corny. I'm just seeing if I can find Royality. So Royality, let's see what Max said about Royality here. 250 to 330 about. I'd like to hear your thoughts on this. Melodies intertwined. Are they? Quartet. Let's see if this works. Or does it?
These aren't samples; these are very expensive plugins. Let's see. Royality. Let's see. So yeah, that's the one from Zion. Yeah, there's a few versions of this. Let's see, Royality. Oh fuck, I hate that sound. Oh my god. Oh, I'm so sorry. I just have PTSD with that fucking glitch hop, fucking early Savant bullshit. It just gives me cringe. No, it wasn't called Royality, the first one. It was called something else. Where is it? It's in my, fuck, what's the original called? I remember the name changing. That's all I remember.
Yeah. It did change because it was just a demo. I think it's in 2013. Let me just go into the folders here and find the demos. 2014 demo stuff. Collab demos. Album demos. What the fuck was the original called again?
Desert Eagle.
Desert Eagle. No, yeah, Royality, Desert Eagle. No, yeah. Was that what it's called on... What? Was that... Nah, no. Desert Eagle. That's not... I don't... Maybe...
We got a rival twice in the chat.
Desert Eagle is... I'm gonna get copyright strikes for my own music.
No, you're whitelisted now. Relax.
Oh, really? What a blessing. Because I got some trouble, I remember.
It hasn't happened since like 4 streams ago now.
Okay, if you say so. Moog. I'm trying to find this.
The Vintern Hollywood version is Flower Puff, says Braycon. Braycon would know. Resident Savant historian.
Oh, what was it called again? Break on? What?
Braycon said it was Flower Puff in the Vintern Hollywood version.
Don't stop. I don't know. I'm zoning out a little bit. I don't know what that means. What's that mean?
I don't know.
I don't know either. It sounds familiar. Like, my long-term memory is so damaged from all the weed I've been smoking. So, like, it is. Plus, it's also, what's it called? You know when you have PTSD and you kind of suppress memories?
Yeah, you're doing that for sure, more than the weed did any damage, bro.
Yeah, so there's a lot of suppression going on. Duality remix. God damn, these old unfinished business as a folder here. Oh my god.
Unfinished business was a big folder.
Protos demos. Oh, here we go. No, we're not here. Here we don't go. Fuck, was it called again? I think it was called Royalty. Pretty sure Royalty demo. There we go. I think that's it. Here's the original. I used to play this live all the time. Retri. Well, Slasher is really a really fun project. Well, let's talk about that in 2 seconds. I'm just gonna listen to the demo of Royalty. So Royalty was some shit I made. I don't remember when. And I just played it live a lot. I remember like Philly Ballroom Philly. I used to play a bunch of demos and stuff. Yeah. This was released on the Outcasts thing, though.
It was. Still better live. Celebrity used to play this everything.
Yeah.
Calm down, guys.
Yeah, this is the sort of melodies I like. But yeah, let's talk about Slasher just really quick before we jump into something else. Slasher, I had a period in LA where you know, like life was tough and EDM sucked, and I kind of want to do something else. And I think I had just like this. I think it was around Halloween or before that. I was watching a lot of horror movies from the '80s. You know, Friday the 13th, and you know the Freddy movies and all that stuff. And I was just like, you know what, these old fucking things, they're fucking dope. Like the music's real cheesy and cool. So I was like, fuck, man, what if I just do that? And then I just did it, and that's it. That's the end of that. It was really fun. I would love to like live in that period of time and being 28 years old in 1984 and getting a lot of work on B movies with just synthesizers. That would be great.
I remember at the time you were obsessed with John Carpenter.
Yeah,
And like that's the soundtrack making side of it. And it's just like that was it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it for a movie in my head kind of shit.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I've always like says you don't get the work, pretend you do get the work, and just do it anyway.
that's how it is.
Yeah,
To be honest, that's like the best advice you could give somebody.
yeah,
You want to make a fucking collab with Skrillex? Make the collab with Skrillex. Like if you can get him on it, then great.
yeah. So I found a folder called Unreleased Savant, and it has a lot of stuff on it. It has a lot of stuff I used to play live. I think this is like stuff I didn't put on Outcast. There's a lot of those free tracks I put out on YouTube, and some other demos and things. I'm just gonna go through it real quick. Maybe I can put the big screen on so people can see what is going on. Let's put the desktop on. Yeah, Josh can just be. Yeah, you're still, the camera's still there. That's good.
I'm here.
Yeah,
It's all good.
you're there. We got everything we need. Do I have a camera? Yeah, in the corner. It looks a little funky.
Yep.
Gotta fix that.
I like it. Don't change it.
Oh, don't change it.
No, dude, memetics are important, dude.
So yeah, so I have a bunch of demos here. I think this is, I don't know what this is from, but I have a lot of demos from Jester here, because I made a lot of music for that didn't make it. What was this again? This sounds interesting.
You have enough material to do another Outcast, don't you?
Perhaps. From 2017.
I mean, like, what's the actual likelihood of you working on something from that era now? Zero, right?
I don't know. Maybe. What do you mean, Max, about the Royality thing? You say you're glossed over. You feel like we didn't talk about Royality enough?
You didn't go into that section.
Oh. Okay.
Did you cringe out of it?
Yeah, like it is.
We gotta work on this, buddy. We gotta work on this because there's a whole volume of your life that is those vibes.
250.
And we gotta let go of it.
Okay,
make
yeah,
it feel
okay, take it easy, take it easy. You know, it sounds corny. That part sounds corny. I know it's intertwined and stuff.
beautiful.
You know, and you know, like it sounds corny to me. Like it is call response. That's the basic theory of that part, is that you have one thing talking about or playing one thing, and then you have another instrument playing a counter melody to that. Call response. I think this is my least favorite part about this track. I think the original demo is this one. This is where it's at for me. This part. Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. There we go. Yeah, I think that part's awkward. It doesn't hold water for me. So yeah, so sorry for glossing over, but that's my opinion on that.
All he wanted.
Like it's fun, but it's fun. Maybe it's beautiful. Who knows? But it's definitely idea is okay. Yeah, it's okay. But yeah, the Nintendo sounds and stuff. It's just like I don't know. It gives me some sort of cringe.
You did a lot of it, bro. That's why.
I know. I'm so sorry, guys. Listen,
you don't need to apologize for your opinion. It's good
people change. People fucking move on in their life. But
apparently, people have takes and stuff.
No.
So we're starting to get into that whole thing. Apparently, I gotta go look at these videos.
Oh. Okay.
Let's go.
A bunch of these things were on SoundCloud. I remember as just demos. I just popped up on SoundCloud because I didn't give shit. I think these are all of these weird sounds you hear on this track is recorded at an industrial site next to my house back in 2008. Okay. I'm a big fan of Big Beat, Chemical Brothers, and Prodigy. This is basically like a very Chemical Brothers type tune. Yeah, anyway, I can't listen to the whole thing. Moonriser, I think I also put this on SoundCloud back in the day. I think that was supposed to be on Colt. Anyway, in Fireworks, this turned into the track called Black Swan, I think. Like the Beachy, apparently. It's a dubstep, but it's called inside of a melody category. I know I'm gonna hate this when the drums come in. I know it. I know it. Yeah, I think that's straight serum, actually. I don't think there's a lot of processing on that. There's definitely no harmer on this one. This is probably... What is this? 2014. That's a long time ago. But yeah, I haven't used Harmer for anything synthesis stuff since Colt. I think that's the last time I did that. It's like a long time ago. That's over 10 years ago since I used it for synthesis. I haven't used it. I used it a lot in those videos I did for UKF or Future Music, but that's about it. I haven't used it really since. Bohemian Grove, Illuminati Part 3. Oh my god. Woo! Still using Winamp. Look, that's my FL Studio. Like, I'm leaning into it now. It's FL Studio 90, FL Studio 95. I'm leaning into it. I'm not giving up on that.
That's the best era, bro.
Yeah, but okay. So we could listen forever. I feel like this is a waste of time on a production stream. But so
not necessarily.
Nah.
You're going over things.
Yeah,
We're setting a baseline for cringe.
Yeah, I definitely feel that. So, but I also feel like we could try to. So what was the things in the chat earlier about the suggestions and stuff about?
The one that I thought would be worth going down the rabbit hole was probably Ballroom House.
I don't know what that means, bro. Ballroom.
Right.
I don't really.
What's ballroom?
Ball.
You know what house is?
Yeah, I know what ballroom is too, and it's fucking.
Ballroom is like old.
Yeah, and it sucks.
Fuck.
It sucks. Ballroom.
But so,
Ballroom
like
sucks.
classical music, adagio for strings. Like
No,
but
ballroom isn't necessarily classical. Ballroom is like an under, it's more of like a big band thing, like a swing.
Right.
Yeah, like brass.
You're about to play a festival that the first half of it's like big bands and stuff like that. That would be an interesting fucking exploration.
I don't know, man. Fuck. All this, I'm getting cringe attacks, bro.
Hey,
like
you left it to the chat. Like all I wanted to do was kind of go over, what we've been working on, get the hype train going.
I need to go back in the chat here now.
But you're going experimental now.
Oh Lord. So
waltz dubstep. Look at what you've done.
Yeah,
waltz
I understand.
Dubstep. Look.
I understand, but this music is okay. This is what's it called in church? Not blasphemy.
It's good. It makes you strong.
It's not blasphemy, but it's the other one, like heresy. Music is very sacred to me, dude. Like fucking, it's not a joke. Like I like my music sounded corny.
We're not joking.
Nobody's joking. No, but okay. I like. So yeah, I wanna do something more serious. I wanna do something more great. I'm not I'm such a serious person. If people got the impression that I'm a funny guy, I'm not. Like such a serious person. I don't have fun.
Gospel house.
Yeah, I do not have fun in my life. But I'm trying to ambient color base. Lordy Lord, 7/8. Fuck, my chat won't go further up for some reason.
Yeah, it's
locked.
Down at the bottom, you've got gospel rhythm.
Yeah.
You got.
Oh, why is it all genre? Why is it all genres? Like, please, guys, think outside the box here. Like
that's what I told them during the chat. Like, hey, give us some specific.
You don't have
direction.
Yeah, you don't have to do genres. Genres is poison. Okay, genres is poison. That's not how you get creative, and that's not how you make good music. You don't. If you identify through genre alone, life is very meaningless.
Genre's a toolbox. That's what it is.
Yes, I am married. I got a Polish wife. She's very beautiful, and I love her very much. She's in the chat right here, talking.
Monitoring.
Yeah, monitoring.
She's the stream police.
Stream police. Yeah. Freestyle. Okay, so somebody was talking earlier about the time signature in Sable, and I kind of want to go into that since that's like the only thing I got to grasp onto that I liked.
This is a good direction. Let's go over something you've already fucking
out. Yeah, I'm gonna go over.
Idea.
I'm gonna go over something that I think is worthwhile. So let's do that. So
I'm very curious to know how you did some of this shit.
Yeah. Okay. So let's
More likes, folks. It needs more likes.
yeah, okay. Okay, so give me a time to think here, okay? Listening call response. Yeah, we'll that would be a good idea as well. Call response is very important in music. But okay, let me give me a minute here to think. So the Sable is a track that is in a type signature that's either called 6/8 or 12/8 or 6/4, and it's all like all of these type signatures are very sheet music related, and it doesn't have to be that complicated. At the bottom of everything, you have the waltz, which is this, which is 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3, and a lot of waltz would have this type of rhythm, and waltz is not a popular genre anymore because it doesn't have this it doesn't have this like backbeat type groove where it has a like even 6/4 or 8/6 music nowadays, or 6/8, sorry, or 12/8 or whatever. All of this music have a 4/4 groove where it's like 1 2 3 4, or it's like 1 dun dun. Like it definitely has some sort of more modern flat groove, but waltz, it doesn't have that, and that's why it's not such a popular genre anymore. And I don't hear anybody doing waltz music. It's like, and it's definitely not in vogue, and it hasn't been for 100, 200 years. Yeah, it's not Brazilian funk. That's not what I'm talking about. That's like boom, bam, bam, that's a different thing. Talking about that, boom, ba, ba, dum, bum, ba, dum, dun, la, da, 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 ba, ba, na, 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 dum, dum. Classicals type. That was the dance music for the elite in the 19th century, from 1800 to 1900. Was like the banger genre, was waltz. You could even say maybe from the late 1700s or 18th century, but it's been around for a long time, but it definitely had its heyday in the 19th century. And from that, let's just go through this stuff because this is very interesting. Let's make a little drum groove to kind of simplify what's going on here. And I'm going to use some 80s drums for this. Okay. So all the modern music we have is in 4/4, most of it. And I'd say 90%, maybe more. And you can tell in every sequencer, everything is laid out to be in a 4/4 type pattern. Like you can see 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. Everything is laid into 4 8 16 32 64 128, you know, the bits. And not a lot of music is designed, or software is designed around the 6 or the 3. You can do it here. Beat 3. No, that's not. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. You can do it in softwares like this, or like this, but I don't know why I'd never do that. I just go into the piano roll usually, or manually adjust things. And you can just use the grid tool here, the snap, and turn it on these things, and then, you know, you're good to go, and you don't have to adjust a lot of things. Anyway, so a waltz would be like this. Let's see. La na 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 na. And that groove is dead, bro. Like, that shit makes you think about fucking the Civil War and shit. Or, you know, some 19th century type shit. So, what people do to compensate for that nowadays is to mix in more of the 4/4 thing. And you can do that easily by, give me a second here. Yeah. You're doubling, if you double those regiments here into more of like this. Let me turn down the BPM real quick into something more mainstream. Let's say 128. And then you got Airwolf suddenly, immediately. But it's still kind of like I don't know. There's also something very tribal about this rhythm, like 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. It's very tribal.
Yeah, soothing.
Yeah, there's something very like human about it.
Here we go.
So on the actual Sable track, I'm going through a lot of different, especially on the build-up, which is very interesting to me. I'll show you guys what I mean. Alex B6 Sable. And then we go to this one. I think this one is in 120... Is it 25? No. It's slower than... Is it slower than 126? I think it is. We'll see. We'll find out about this. 125. It looks like... No. It was 126. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, here we are. Oh, so I'm so sorry. We need to get this on the right beat. There we go. I was like, why is this a little off? There we go.
Boom, stop.
Yeah. But without the drums, it can definitely be a waltz. And I think Sable is very unique in the way that it doesn't expose its time signature that clearly. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. Again, I am master of failure today. There we go. It was double time. There we go. And then... So this is a waltz. Right here. 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. Bum bum. Yeah. I think it's also because it does have the majority of its emphasis. There's an echo from your microphone again, Z. I hear myself like in the background, like echoing a little bit.
Okay.
Is there like a noise canceling thing you can put on or something, or I don't know why. Aren't you using headphones or earplugs?
It's already on. Yeah, no, they're already on.
Okay.
Just loud enough.
To live.
And a lot of, I don't know, when it comes to tribal stuff, and you can talk about Brazilian funk and maybe in Afro beats and reggaeton to a certain degree too, where there are rhythms that are or time signatures that are blending, because of modern pop music being very 4/4 driven, and then you have tribal music being more 6/4, whereas like a rata in 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2, but it's on like a 1 2 3 4. And then in Brazilian funk specifically, they're mixing those two together. They're doing 1 2 3 1 2 3. Well, they're having a boom ja dum boom ja dum boom ja dum boom papa in the background. So you're basically in a very like jazzy, complicated rhythm when you put two of those together. But you definitely hear that when you have a 6/4 and a 4/4. There's like a and this is like extremely groovy for the body. And when you think about dance moves, when you have 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4, when you think about how your body should move with 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4, but if you only have 1 2 2 bum 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 rum bum bum, it's like it cuts down the amount of moves you need to do, and it also creates a swing, which is easier for the body to latch onto. So I think it's more dancey in a way, in a lot of ways, to do a 6/4 type of track. It's much swingier, and literally when you're in a software like this, you'll have a button called swing, which is basically when these notes your body will want to move more when the swing is on than when it isn't. Roboto, and then ooh, you know what I'm saying? Like, so definitely these types of time signatures create a lot more movement. But specifically here, the way I illustrate on the first breakdown in the track, I try to illustrate the way I see these rhythms with the build-up drum fill. So here. So here the drums are ra, da, 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 and it's a clap, I think, in the background that's trying to keep the time signature. It starts here. And then it goes to ra, da, 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 which let me illustrate this for you. Yeah, so I'm trying to go in mathematically faster and faster within the pattern of waltz, 6/8, 6/4, and 4/4, and trying to like, how can I make this go faster without just using these lines right here, but using the groove of the 6/4. So if you turn this beat on again, you can see what's going on. So I'm trying to add numbers between without like from this
Without changing the timing.
Yeah, so from this the next logical step would be this right here. Let me just do that. But when you have a 6/4, you can, I don't know, there's something, let me see. You could actually make a different type of beat with this altogether. If we did more like this. There we go. And then we did this. second. There we go. That's funky as hell, but that's not what we're doing. I'm just showing you guys. And then we go to this. And then, of course, the snare pattern here is already going up pretty crazy. But when you quantize this right now, go from this. And then we could, I don't know, there's no natural step between that would be like in the 4/4 range. It would sound awkward, so just going straight to this. So yeah, when you have this sort of like 6/4 type pattern, there's a lot of creativity that can go into the rhythm of stuff. I'm doing it pretty straight here, where it's like boom, clap, boom, clap. It's not very creative that way, which Brazilian funk would have been way more creative with. If we had another sample here, we could have elaborated more clearly. Let's go into the sample folder real quick and get a cowbell. Do we have a cowbell? Should be here. There we go. And then there's a little bit of a, wait a second. There needs to be like some sort of more percussion going on the stuff, of course. But this like contradictory rhythm type stuff where there's like this dum 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 in the background holding a clear 6/4, and then you have a regular 4/4 groove on top of it. That's very, I don't know, I wouldn't call it controversial, but it's definitely like not very white. It's very groovy. It's got a little bit more soul to it than these other things. But I have made a bunch of these 6/4 tunes in the past with Savant. I think I did some on Oracle. Was it Penguin, I think? And then there are a few. My brain is just repressing a lot of these. New Jack Swing I have made before. I love that genre. Savant New Jack Swing coming up. Let me put it on real quick. We got New Jack Swing. So here we go. New Jack. I have two, I think, or three. There we go. New Jack Swing. This is Alex doing New Jack Swing. Diego, yeah, I understand. 808 as a kick, like these things are you know, what's it called when you're it is very minor what kind of samples you're using. I'm talking about the actual rhythm of things. It's not so, I'm not talking about the production of things. Talking about the rhythm. Yeah. Batida, yeah, like you have the reggaeton also called dembo, and then you have the batida. Yeah, that's basically what I'm talking about. Brazilian funk is like riddled with whatever, if it's called batida. It's a beautiful little rhythm. Let's see, I think the camera took a vacation. We got a switch, which is fine because I always have two cameras. Got that shit ready to go. So, Josh?
Yes.
When you were growing up, how old were you in 1993 or 2?
So
How old
I'm
were you?
50.
Yeah, I know that, but how old were you in
Uh,
93 and 92? That's what I'm asking.
like 15.
Okay, so you're perfect age for this. Okay, so when, because you lived in, did you live in Chicago or New York around this time? Or Puerto Rico?
This was already in Puerto Rico. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe you guys didn't have that much New Jack Swing type stuff in Puerto Rico. It's more Puerto Rican beats, maybe. I don't know what kind of culture you guys were
But we,
exposed
we
to.
had we had American driven radio there.
Okay, cool. So when you heard this New Jack Swing, kind of like "She is poison," that kind of shit. When you heard that on the radio or whatever, what was that kind of like vibe when you heard this kind of this?
I mean, it was just fire. Like, I was actually bullshit. I was older because I remember dancing to that like with chicks in the club. So, it was just on.
Yeah, but I feel like it was like a offshoot of. I don't feel like it was so much R&B as it was like an offshoot of the 80s hip hop.
It was, it was it was dance. It was just like, you know, making its way to the mainstream dance floors is what that was.
Okay, let's see. Because I know that Max Martin, when he started producing for Backstreet Boys and Britney Spears, he was basically jacking, no pun intended, he was jacking that whole like New Jack Swing hip hop groove from early and mid 90s into his like white vanilla superstar production stuff. So it went from Belle Biv DeVoe or whatever it's called and straight into Britney over time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also the guy Teddy or whatever he's called. What the fuck was he called again? The guy who produced Dangerous for Michael Jackson. He was called Teddy Riley.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. He kind of like pioneered that sound. I have another one here. Let's see what this one. What the fuck? That was not so great. What about this one? Oh, okay, now we're talking. That's more like it.
This was everywhere, even the theme
Big pants, big shoulders, high hair, and asymmetrical designs on the shirts. Yeah, and remember those asymmetrical shirts they used to have with the design on just one side of the shirt, and it was all like puffy. It was fucking yeah.
I can pull this shit off right now. I
Yeah.
can literally get the whole flat top.
Yeah, you have to shave the sides, get that the fade on the sides, and then just let it like gel it up.
It's got to be a sponsorship though.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not doing this for free.
So yeah, New Jack Swing. I grew up with that shit. Probably like when Josh was 15, I was around 5'6", and I was super into music.
I was 18 when that whole thing started.
Oh.
I was already like in adulthood.
Oh,
According
really?
to Puerto Rico.
Okay. If you were 18, I was like 8 or 9.
Yeah.
So
You were watching TV, bro, and like
Oh.
falling in love with all that shit.
yeah, no, yeah, I really was into this sort of shit.
That was a nice rabbit hole.
Yeah. So Alex has done most genres. I've done a little bit of everything. But yeah, so that was we just did a quick ramble on the 6/4 genre, and Sable being my latest creation, having that sort of rhythm. I'm like I said, I'm really into that sort of rhythm, and it's, I think I have a Blanco track too that's like super heavy on that, because Blanco is also very triable. So where the fuck is Blanco though? Here, and then it was on. Yeah, wherever. I don't even know where Calypso. Oh yeah, by the way, Blanco, fuck man, I had like a great EP for that. And when I lived in LA, Josh,
Yes.
I had an EP for Blanco. You were there. You were fucking helping me with this stuff. And there was, I'm not gonna say any names, but there was this guy from, the one of the islands. We're not gonna say which Caribbean island it was, but it's one of the. Actually, it is the big.
There's so many islands.
It's
no more clues.
Yeah, it's
all the islands.
Yeah, it's literally the biggest artist from that island in that genre, and he just came to my house in LA, and basically bought a Blanco EP from me, and I just couldn't I don't know why he did it. He just
because it was dope. He wanted that shit first.
He was just he told me like he was using it when he was jogging in the morning. Like he would put it on, and I was sitting there feeling like Diplo for a second, where I was like, I'm gonna sell this. I'm gonna collaborate with somebody from over there. It's gonna be great. And then he never did anything with it, and he bought 4 songs for a pretty high amount of money, and we never did anything with those songs. He just took them from me, and I can never release them ever again. Of course he bought the rights to it.
We could always hit back and see what's going on with them and move them up, but
hell no, that's not. I don't think he's.
I think his whole goal with those was more live type of stuff anyway.
I don't think so. He is so happy. His music is so happy that it doesn't feel like that would fit him. The thing is that I made those songs for his arch nemesis. In my head, I made those for his arch nemesis. He's a more darker character. He makes darker music. And I think it was rivalry that made him buy those tracks, to be honest. Because when I met him, I was like, yeah, I made these thinking about this guy. And he was like, and I found out they had a huge beef, and he basically bought them.
So basically, you're a weapon dealer? That's how I would look at it.
I don't know. He just bought some of the best Blanco tracks I've ever made, and I can never release them. That's just how that works. But yeah.
Doesn't mean we can't play them live. I wouldn't fuck with it.
No, he paid me for those tracks, so it's his. So I honor those types of agreements, to be honest.
It's his property now.
Yeah, exactly. I made a painting or whatever, he bought it, and
totally bought the rights to it.
Yes, and
for sure.
I'm
3 fucking lawyers involved.
Yeah, so basically, I'm good. It's his. I'm not gonna fuck with that. So is this Calypso? Yeah, this is.
Thank you, by the way.
Yeah.
See this.
I don't think so. I don't think he has time for that.
Well, you know what? You never know. People love Kobe through shit 5 years later and get mad about it on Twitter.
I think he is a little bit above my pay grade, to be honest. He's got a security clearance.
But could you imagine being that bored? I just started a relationship with somebody. It's really not, important for me to understand what they've done on social media 5 years ago, but I'm bored today, so I'm just going through his shit.
So this is another one that's like that 6/4 tempo, like rakata-karaka, rakata-karaka. Rakata-kataka, rakata-kakata, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, rakata-kataka. God, I miss making this sort of shit.
I mean, to me, I don't think that this should be a separate brand anymore. It's be on some online.
I think also
want to do it.
I think also conga is also a 6/4.
Every Latin-based, Afro-based genre is there to be turned into dance music because it is dance music from the beginning.
God damn it! I saw a stand-up comedian yesterday say something about like how he hates how he's a black guy, a black stand-up comedian, right? And he's hating on Dominicans and Puerto Ricans coming like, no, we're not black. Look, we salsa. Like we're not black. We white. Look, and he's just like, fuck that. You're black. Look at your hair. Look at your skin. You're black, motherfucker.
Oh, I think I've seen this.
Yeah, and he's like so mad at these Dominicans and Puerto Ricans coming to the U.S. and saying like, I'm not black. I'm me no black. And then he's like, you black, motherfucker. Like you don't pretend. And because it's like this
we
like
cut our hair.
It's like this like
clean cut.
it's like this like sort of like self-hate for what culture you're actually like have in your blood and stuff like that, and he was just pointing it out. But yeah, there's a lot of mix, like a lot of these island cultures, Latin cultures, right, have a lot of that Afro rhythm and African tribal rhythm and stuff. Brazil,
maybe you have some indigenous stuff that worked its way in, over that whole mix-up, but
yeah,
it's all Afro rhythm.
Yeah, and Brazil also has a very heavy population of like it's a lot of like African roots in Brazil. I think it's the second country in the world with the like you have Africa or African countries, and then you have Brazil where it's like the most highest concentration of like immigrants or people that were like back in the day, like the slave trade and stuff, where it ended up in Brazil. So it has a lot of those like Afro roots, and you can hear it in the rhythm and stuff like that, and it's coming through today. And nowadays the African culture is coming through the EDM again with Afro house. It's very popular now, and it's majority of white guys doing it. It's very interesting how that works. But because I've been into Afrobeat for a very long time, and like the Nigerian music scene, and seeing like these young cats kind of break through into pop stardom, and now it's becoming like this like EDM fad thing. It's all right, but it's very meme worthy how these like white producers will just put an 80s track, like the whitest track ever, like Huey and the News, and then put like an Afrobeat track underneath it and go like, this is Afrobeat, like this is like Afro house. Super, I don't know. There's some mix.
Well, it's like all the dubstep classical, memes. It's just content.
Yeah.
They're just trying to get content. They don't care what they appropriate, in my opinion.
Yeah. So
like when you're making an actual song,
yeah,
that's a different story.
So when I moved back to Norway in 2020, I think it was 21. I think it was 20. Yeah. I had this like, I wanted to do something with Blanco again. And in my head, Blanco's always been very like Latin American and African inspired. Also Caribbean inspired stuff, where I kind of wanted specifically to keep my attention on the subgenres of these unspoken, I don't know, like Latin music is very popular in Latin America, but in America or Europe, where the white culture, it is
not
like
anymore, man.
What do you mean?
You got fucked it because you got Bad Bunny just actually breaking fucking records, and that's new, right? Like yeah, Daddy Yankee, all these guys, Pitbull, yeah, they've toured the world, but it's what you're saying, right? Like it's still not as popular there, but Bad Bunny's breaking through all the way through.
Yeah.
He's making it local radio in fucking like Korea, Japan.
Yeah, so
Germany.
Yeah, so I definitely think that there's something that's like very unique about those things, and American style hip hop or European house techno stuff. There's something very unique about the Latin and Afro sound that isn't available in these other more mainstream American and European genres. But so Blanco was supposed to be my kind of take on those like very indigenous almost genres that are very like infective. I think the only thing I had issues with when I was trying to deep dive and get really familiar with these indigenous genres was a lot of like the Mexican folk, the accordion stuff, I think, but it's all the accordion is all over the place, but it's this like mariachi type stuff. I think that was the stuff I had the most issues with, because it just lent itself to being so over the top, theatrical and cheesy is the word. I don't know what to say, you know, but it's like it was, there was something like not spiritual about it. Like it was felt European to me. Like it felt like, you know, German polka, you know, that kind of thing. It didn't hit me as like this very tribal thing, or this very like roots inspired by the rainforest type shit, you know what I'm saying? Like it felt like this like very like appealing to more European sensibilities with the accordion and the way they play the guitar, and the flamenco influences and stuff, like the Spanish influences on the stuff. So that sort of genre was the stuff that kind of took me the furthest to. And then you have the, what's it called again? I almost called him Paulo Pluto, but the guy from Mexico, you know, we talked about him. The rapper from Mexico, that's the super guy now. Plumo, you guys know what I'm talking about.
Peso Pluma?
Yeah. And he's doing the fucking mariachi shit.
And like mixing it with dance, and mixing it with rock.
And he's mixing it with like,
let's go!
He's mixing it with like cartel rap and shit, and it's fucking gangster shit now. It's like fucking got tattoos on his face, or not, maybe not him, but I'm just saying like it's very gangster shit, but with the mariachi stuff. And I think it's all about.
You need some tattoos, bro.
I don't know, but it's
fucking big ass B like right here.
Yeah, but it's definitely like a fun.
Corrido. It's the name of the genre, by the way.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Corrido. Good.
I mean, it's just so fuck livable. It's got melodies and it fits.
You mean corrido? Like that Mexican?
Yeah.
Oh, it reminds me of Italian like street stuff too. Like it got that Italian vibe to it as well. Like
they got a pop take on it, and I don't think EDM's far behind.
Listen, I lived in Burbank, LA. I heard that shit every day. So it was a little bit like.
Just that.
No, not to me. Not to me. I didn't like it. It wasn't for me.
Because like there's the story and what's happening in the rap, and that's
I'm not talking about Pluma. I'm talking about just like the shit that, you know, when you drive past the mechanic, you know, like a works.
There's a lot of different shit playing out of garages there.
Yeah, I was just talking about a garage, driving by a garage, and you hear like this, like and it's like you know, it's like this. It's like waltz. It's like waltz music. They actually fuck with the waltz. A lot of those groups. But anyway, this is more cumbia, the one I'm playing right now. This is like 80s cumbia type shit. Yeah, which I learned is from cumbia from Colombia, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then it spread. I went into Wikipedia on that one, and Colombia started it, and then it kind of spread.
POV, you're at a construction site.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, don't look down on Blanco, man. Blanco had some shit. I still play Blanco.
Watch though, because it sounds a lot.
Well, that's bright. That's a little too bright. We gotta EQ this shit.
Love this. Hey, I know what we're doing when we're on tour. You just fucking release this thing.
But this is like when I do Blanco, I'm not thinking about like, oh, let's do cumbia or these things. I'm thinking like those rhythms are so unique.
You're
Um,
usually so fucking happy when you're making the Blanco type stuff.
yeah.
Like, because I guess you get into the flavor of the culture,
Yeah, the
you
culture
know?
vulture thing about Puerto Rico and Colombia, and uh,
You're not a vulture, bro. You're feeding Puerto Ricans every
yeah,
day.
yeah. No, no, but Trinidad and Tobago is some of my favorite shit. Like the soca and also Jamaican dancehall. Some of my favorite, like more cultured stuff outside of the U.S., like on the borders there. Um, Cumbia for sure, and Peru is a big place for me with the pan flutes and the more like native South American influences. Where the tribal. I'm not saying the Aztecs were nice people. I'm saying they maybe chopped some heads off and shit like that. And I say with the Mayans too, they weren't really like. Yeah, Blanco. But that is also why I called the project Blanco, is because I'm a white guy, right? Like it was.
White hand.
Yeah, it
Yes.
was
The
literally.
cynicism is so present in your creation, but
Yeah.
it's you trying to,
I don't think it was
not feel guilty
cynical.
about doing it, but there's
No,
no
no,
way,
no.
there's no
It
reason
wasn't
you
so.
should fucking feel it.
It wasn't so cynical or guilty. It was like Blanco. I'm like, I'm a white guy inside of this culture. I'm just gonna call it that because I was just like, okay,
Easy.
if this was like a movie, like a '70s '80s movie, and I was the guy who came down there and was like very like Afrocentric Latin culture, I would be like, oh, that's Blanco or Gringo. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the white guy, like the white devil or the white shadow. Something like that. That's why I chose that name, because I wanted to be very transparent that I'm not trying to like steal or take over anything. I'm just like I'm just having fun. It's more of an homage than anything. Valet is one of my favorite ones. I played this at Rampage too. I play this all the time. It's in all of my modern DJ sets. This.
To the fire, I'm the heat. To the fire, I'm the heat.
Rum bum bum boom ba rum bum bum dum dum. Yeah, it's very cool. So it's very ironic that I met the most Americanized Puerto Rican in my whole life. When I met Josh, I think he grew up on such American pop culture like I did when we grew up, that we were just so Americanized. I'm like the least Norwegian dude you'll ever meet, and I think Josh is one of the least Puerto Rican guys you'll ever meet. Even though he's got heritage, he's got pride there, I think. But I definitely
Pretty
don't.
Puerto Rican.
Yeah, but I'd never think about Puerto Rico when I hang out with Josh, because he's also like me. We're very Americanized. We talk about Denny's, we talk about Arnold Schwarzenegger, we talk about fucking Donald Trump, we talk about helicopters, we talk about like Empire State Building, we talk about cheeseburgers. What I'm saying? Like, talk about comic books and American things a lot of the time. So I think a lot of the things we have in common, Josh, is actually that we're both like from other places culturally, but we both kind of like very like Americanized in a way. Like, I don't know, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, right? You like corporate culture, fucking the music from America, like the way they kind of developed the modern fucking EDM scene in the 80s and 90s. And I'm not trying to step on your toes at all. Like, I'm just my opinion on you, because like I never thought that because you don't really like you I don't know. It doesn't feel like you're like
I make all
homesick.
the Puerto Rican foods.
I know, but
I really love when I'm animated,
yeah,
and the ladies love me, bro.
yeah, okay,
I don't even have to try.
yeah,
It's sad. Makes me weepy.
yeah. But I'm just saying, like, us two together, we're both like very Americanized, like we don't really like. I'm not trying to like Norwegianize everything, or you're not trying to Puerto Ricanize everything. We're very like in that U.S. culture, type stuff. So it was really fun to find out that, you know, Josh's cousin was part of. Were you breaking up, Josh? You were pixelated.
No, I got it.
Okay.
I'm potato quality right now.
Yeah, it's okay. So it was really fun to find out that Josh's cousin was part of one of the biggest Puerto Rican pop groups of the early 2000s. It was called oh fuck, I forgot their group.
Dylan y
Lenny. That was like there was them and there was the other group too. They were a little bit bigger, I think. The other group that had a very similar vibe. What were they called again? There's another one too, like a duo that went even harder. There was like Dylan y Lenny, and then it was like the other one. Oh fuck, what's it called?
That's a few, dude.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. But then also you had like Jean de Paul, you know, like no, he was more like sorry, Jamaican. But I felt like when I was a kid, I thought Jennifer Lopez and John Paul was like the same, came from the same place. But you definitely have like Daddy Yankee is big. There's a few other ones too, of course.
Lito y Polaco were huge.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. And then there's a couple of other.
Zion and Lennox was huge.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
who else? Oh, Arcangel. I don't remember the other guy. I think it was De La Ghetto or something like that.
Yeah. But yeah, Josh's cousin was part of those things, and he's actually on the Camarilla track. Camarilla track
which he wanted to call culo, which means ass.
Yeah.
In Spanish, and I think that would have been a way better title. But Blanco wanted to name it Camarilla because he wanted it to mean something. You know what I mean? He just wanted it to be culo, bro.
No, yeah, but Camarilla was the idea of the track. It was your cousin that wanted to make a dirty track. But that's that was one of the most unique Blanco tracks ever, I think, because of it used the didgeridoo, dude. Like, I don't know how many dance tracks do that, but that was it. Camarilla. Oh no, it's not in this folder. I'm so sorry. It's in artists, and then Blanco, and then Cama. Yeah, Camarilla instrumental is right there. That's also 6/4, guys. So we're talking about 6/4 today. Yeah, that was fun. I don't know what the fuck that was. That was spiritual balada. Una balada. Oh,
it's like you went off on the trumpet, bro.
Yeah, right. I think about this all the time. There's a track called Una Palabra. I think it's a Mexican track, actually. I'm not sure. Una Palabra. One word. That one's very touching. That's if I can get a tear in my. It was on Man on Fire with Denzel Washington. Una palabra. Fucking beautiful track. Balada, balado, balada, bailar. There's a lot of stuff here. Oh. This is like a J Balvin type track. What's the other guy called again? There's another one that was like around that time too. J Balvin, and then there's another rapper. Fuck, what's it called again? Is this kind of Puerto Rican vibe, Josh? You're the
No, this is more like Peruvian, Aztec, indigenous
what?
stuff, like
My God,
like
racist.
like that type of like
Oh,
instrument.
okay. I feel. Oh, the pan
Yeah,
flute, you mean? But I'm talking about
yeah. The pan flute's very like tribal South America.
but the groove,
Yeah, it's more Peruvian to me.
Fuck, man.
I mean, you were talking about my cousin. Like he spends half of his year in Peru because those two music industries mix really well.
Okay,
You know. Um. So yeah, dude.
that
Let's make
sucks.
some new genres. Let's make some new genre for the guys. Don't suck for him, bro. Peru's dope. They got some of the best.
No, but
cuisine in the world.
I mean, it sucks in the way like I'm just trying to do some music here, bro. Like, I'm just trying to make some cool. I thought it was dabbling with some reggaeton stuff here, but fucking I'm all over in Peru now. It's like
Nah, man, you're like all the influences are coming through you as an original artist, and you're making original
I
shit.
guess, but I think, yeah. But then again, I kind of fail hitting the mark in a way because I kind of want to homage those specific areas. But then I'm so blind to the borders in a way, and then I kind of go like, "Oh, the pamphlet! You should never use a pamphlet in Puerto Rican music. Fuck you! Like you're
I
fucking."
wouldn't say that.
No,
That's crazy.
you know what I'm saying? Like, but that's not how I feel. Right? Like I'm like, "Oh shit! I use pamphlets. I'm not allowed to do that." Oh, okay, it's not Puerto Rican. You know, that kind of thing. You know, where I'm
Puerto
scared.
Rico has made famous many outsiders because of the songs, right?
Mm.
Like they adopted a folk writer named Tony Croato, who wasn't even Puerto Rican. My mom loved that stuff. We grew up on it.
Okay.
When I found out that he wasn't Puerto Rican yet, his entire like literally the guy's like a saint there.
Okay.
He's written so many like spiritual songs, Christmas songs, like songs about ghosts and all this type of stuff that kids grow up on. And it's just it doesn't matter kind of where you're from if you know how to plug into and you feel that culture and they feel you're fucking adopted.
Hmm.
So
I feel like this episode got more into EDM high school territory this time.
it did, and I don't know if you're gonna. Well, two things. I put the link to the Revolution Festival in the chat via your
Ooh,
account, so
okay.
that it could stay there.
Is
So
that the
that's
Seattle?
festival we're gonna. That's the Seattle Festival.
Okay.
And then on Monday we have to announce the Denver show.
Yay!
So
Denver.
the poster needs to be done for that.
Nice.
And
I will
we'll make the
fix
announce date, and we'll get the links from them, and we're ready to go. We're back.
Yeah. Yes, for sure. Yeah. Oh, by the way, Max is talking about like the fact that appreciating music has become cultural appropriation is fucking wild. I understand culturally,
No,
like,
no.
but for me personally, I'm not afraid of working with cultural things. Like, I'm not afraid of because the world isn't that black and white. It's more like these pockets on Twitter with very angry people who feel like something is something's, like it's owned by somebody. Most people I've talked to about the stuff that I've done that we've been appropriating, they have had nothing bad to say about it. I'm not being lynched or thrown overboard for doing stuff homaging those things. I've never ever heard that from anybody, that I shouldn't be doing that because of X, Y, Z, So I've never felt that personally. So I'm not afraid of like making all stuff. But definitely there is like a culture of being very spicy. But it's a very segregating.
There's a lot of gatekeeping in genres. Bro,
yeah,
for
it
sure.
is. It is. And gatekeeping's all over the place, bro. Like it's not just race, culture, all these types of things. It's even my own fan base has kept a lot of stuff. Like a lot of people in my corner have said like they don't want other people to find out about me, stuff like that. And
Yeah,
this
let's switch that mindset up by sharing the stream. I find it.
Okay. By the way, our aroma. Let's go to the drop on the aroma. Okay, here we go. I like that stuff. I don't know. It swings to me. That There's so many tracks that won't play for some reason. I have to group by type. Windows 10 is a piece of snoop. I really like the... What happened to Windows 2000, huh? Whatever happened to that? Balada. This is Peruvian. Like I'm gonna eat that apple, okay?
Yo canto, te canto una balada, mi amor para ti. Lo oyes, escucha por favor.
You know you're only allowed to sing in Norwegian. Yeah, no, this is actually Alex singing. I love this.
Yeah. Balada.
That's why they want you to play this film. It all makes sense because I'm doing viral.
Balada 3. What is that all about? Is that like the final version? Oh yeah!
Te canto una balada, mi amor para ti. Lo oyes, escucha por favor, di que sí. Mi amor te di para
ti. Who's paranoid about lynch mobs? You're not talking about me.
The Twitter lynch mobs.
I'm not.
We worry about appropriation when you've done homage. That's all that matters.
Oh, I thought that was a bottle
Thank you.
of Jack Daniels for a second.
I wish. It's just iced tea.
Purely. Alejandro, did you ever call me Alejandro? No.
Call you Alejandro many times.
Okay, I'm sorry. My brain is just repressed.
By the way,
Huh?
you should finish that.
Okay, let's finish listening to it first.
Alejandro Víctor presenta.
Yeah, and then have saltar, which means to jump, right? Yeah.
Yep.
I wrote that. That's the one I shared on Twitter. I wanted like feedback from like the Spanish speakers to help me write better lyrics. And I'd even tried with you too, but you were like, I don't know, bro, you go do your thing. And I was like stuck on my own with my Spanish lyrics. And because songwriting is hard no matter what language it is. It needs to be beautiful, it needs to rhyme, it needs to have purpose, it needs to speak to the heart.
It needs to make sense,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
I validated that it made sense for you. That's all I needed to.
So
that's the only input you needed.
So I only have like one word or two in here, which is like Portuguese for some reason, because it sounded good, and if you took that away, it would sound bad to me. So.
No necesito para sentirte. No necesito estar contigo.
What? What?
Wancho TP2 in the chat. 1010 would herd llamas to this.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Like, that's fucking.
No necesito para sentirte. No necesito estar contigo. No necesito besarte. No necesito que comería. Come mi polla, come mi polla, come mi polla. Come mi polla, come mi polla, come mi polla. Sin amistad para ti, solo saldrá sobre mí. Saldrá sobre mí. Saldrá sobre mí. Solo amor. Saldrá sobre mí. Solo amor. Saldrá sobre mí. Saldrá sobre mí.
What the fuck?
Sobre mí.
Yeah. So that's my Spanish. Saltar sobre mí.
That was insane, dude.
You liked it?
I can't believe I haven't heard that.
I think you
ever
have.
before.
You have.
No,
It's
I
just
heard
long
maybe
time-
like the beginning. You didn't show me this fucking
Oh.
track at all.
Oh,
I didn't
sorry.
hear any of that before.
Okay.
Like that was like crazy.
Yeah. No,
You're just trying to sneak in Blanco again, bro.
no, but
That is Savant.
because I wanted to write, like I really think Spanish is a beautiful writing language to write in, like as a song language.
Yeah.
More than a lot of other languages. I think also Norwegian is really easy because it's very vowel driven. Like you guys have some rrr and stuff like that, but it's very vowel, like a, e, u, and that is really easy to write good music in. So that's why I
Bro,
like Spanish.
Just send me that track. I want to hear it loud.
Okay. But I wrote another one too called it's called Chico Malo. Na 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 na. Hey.
Coca en las rocas, loco en la boca, me das toca grato, puedo tocarte un poco, pues sigo conmigo amiga, por favor déjame, ligo contigo, digo sí. Chico malo, parte de la pues no podamos hacer. La pandilla brilla así pues nada. Chico Malo de la brigada.
Yeah.
Bendito.
Baila, compadre mi. Chico Malo, parte de la pandilla.
There's Chico Malo. Okay. So my Spanish is a little, it's got some grammatic errors here because I'm also mixing a little Portuguese and mixing a little Portuguese and Spanish because, you know, I'm not either of those. So it's really, sometimes when I hear something, I just, compadre mi. That's just, it sounds good. It's like, you know, I don't care where it comes from, you know?
Works.
Yeah, it works. It's okay, so here's Chico
Might as well
Malo.
be a fucking synth. Who cares?
Yeah.
Venga conmigo. Yo te
Can you live correct and stuff, Josh? Like when we're listening to this, like you're listening to the lyrics and then you kind of like go like, oh, okay, like this is what you should have said, or that doesn't make sense. Can you do that for me? Like, can we do that,
I mean,
please? Like I'm asking you. Like you're on the.
it's hard to hear it because I have one feed here and another feed here.
Well,
but
I'm not gonna talk. You're just gonna listen to the beat. Like wait for the beat and then just listen to that, and then we can listen to the whole thing, and then you can comment later. We don't have to stop it. Okay? Yeah.
Venga conmigo, yo te mostraré el mejor momento. Buen tiempo. Ven a bailar conmigo. En la mesa así con baila, compadre mi, con placer. Ven a bailar conmigo. En la mesa así con baila, compadre mi, con placer. Ven a bailar conmigo. En la mesa así con baila, compadre mi. Chico Malo, parte de la pandilla, sí, parte de la
There's just something
cuadrilla,
about
sí, parte de la
phrase,
brigada,
Chico Malo.
sí, no hay nada malo que podamos hacer. La pandilla brilla
Yeah.
así pues nada.
Is it wrong to say Chico Malo like bad boy?
well, it doesn't fit. And then Venga Conmigo, you had a couple corrections.
Yeah. Ven conmigo is would be correct. Yeah. But
Chico Malo. There's just something about
Chico
how
Malo.
that sounds. Chico Malo. Eres un chico malo. It needs something in the beginning of it for it to actually like connect.
So you wouldn't have an American rap song saying like bad boy. Like you would have to have something before bad boy. Like it's that important. Like you can't break those conventions.
Soy malo.
Why? Why can't you say Chico Malo? Like it's a bad boy, he's a bad boy, I'm a bad boy. Like you just make it very general about it. Chico Malo, like, or a guy with malicious intent, like where the word malo comes from.
There'd be different ways to communicate that, but like.
But you understand when you write a song, it's about how it sounds more than it like writing literacy, right? So Chico Malo, you can't put another word in there because you'd ruin the da 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 da. You know, like it's a musical thing, right? So that's why
You would call him a different thing, like guy, like tipo, or like you would have just addressed it differently.
Okay.
That's why it's just like that. That's the disconnection for me.
Motherfucker. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry for existing. Jesus Christ. Okay, can we listen to the rest of it? Yeah.
See, this is why we can't do reviews online.
Oh my God.
Chico Malo de la brigada, malo, malo, coca en las rocas, loco en la boca, me das toca grato, puedo tocarte un poco, sigo conmigo amiga, por favor déjame, ligo contigo, digo sí.
But here starts another type of track, and it's more poppy, and I would actually separate these tracks and make this into a separate track. I think I've started on a version that just has the part that's coming now, and it's like a cheesy pop. Here.
Yeah, show the lyrics.
There's no lyrics on this part. This is just cool. Yeah, anyway. Never doing that again.
Chat digging.
Ah.
What if Yoshi's having lots of this?
So I did a lot of like bongra stuff too, like an Indian like EDM. That's the longest build up in history, man. Oh my god.
Not even done.
That wasn't much of a drop. Oh my god. Anyway, fucking Blanco.
Some Indonesian shit would be fire. I think this fits right in though.
Indonesian? I don't know much about that.
So look into it. I think you'd dig it though, actually.
I just put like world music in a blender and then I put like Vengeance samples on top, and it's like boom, 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 Tiesto, I'm coming for you, that kind of shit, you know. Yeah, Venga Conmigo. Yo te mostraré el mejor momento, buen tiempo. Ven a bailar conmigo. I think conmigo was like, I remember people were saying a lot about conmigo is not Spanish.
No,
Conmigo.
it's Spanish.
Oh, is it? Yeah, okay. So,
Yeah.
ven a bailar conmigo. Ven a bailar conmigo. Ven a bailar conmigo. Da, 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 da. Okay. En la mesa, sí. Y bailar, compadre mi. No, can't say that.
I mean, it's like you can't say it.
En la mesa, sí.
Just
Y
en la
bailar.
mesa, sí. Go ahead.
En la mesa,
Right.
sí. Y bailar, compadre di. Nah, that sounds awkward. I'm not writing a book here, you know. It's
Yeah, like I saw the dude dance. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Oh, okay. En la
On the
mesa,
table.
sí. Y bailar, compadre di. On the table.
Yeah, blow up those lyrics.
Oh, it's too small? Okay.
Yeah, you can
Okay.
zoom in on that shit.
Okay. Here we go. So,
No tiene sentido. That's the problem. Like what are you trying to mean here? So let's figure that out.
are you talking about the sentence? En la mesa,
That's-
sí.
Yeah.
Um,
Blow it up. More.
more? Oh my god, how deep?
More, bro.
How deep you
We're
want to
on
go in it?
YouTube. Like fucking give me
Oh my
at
god.
least a
Jeez, guys, you already have
half the
glasses on.
screen, bro.
You already have glasses on.
There we go. Perfect. That's awesome. Yeah, let me actually improve the quality of the YouTube.
Oh my god, Spanish class, huh? Spanish. Oh, I'm sorry. Spanish class.
On the table, yeah. Or yes on the table. And then something about the dude dancing with me is what you're trying to convey there.
So compadre is like specific to like a male, right? Like a buddy or a male buddy.
Right.
Yeah.
Friend.
Yeah, friend. I think friend was the word I was like more.
I was dancing on the table with my friend.
B-
Is that the?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. Who the fuck knows? Oh, and complacer means like please do it. Like no. Yeah, like please do it. Like do.
Complacer means yeah, to please.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it could be a little bit like just like I sang something and then I just deleted something. It could be just me like singing some random shit and trying to find words that sounded like those words, and then that turned into this.
In context, I understand what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Right. It's working the words.
Yeah. Right.
To make sense faster.
Yeah. The only issue I have is like it's about its sound, how it sounds more than what it means, right? Like that's more important. As a song,
that's how you put it together.
Yeah, because I these lyrics came because I sang something and I wanted it to sound like this, and it was definitely like some sort of fake Spanish I was singing, of like Spanish words. Spanish words I like the sound of, but I don't really know how they're supposed to string together. So basically, a lot.
You know a lot of Spanish, dude.
No, but a lot. Yeah, no, but a lot of this lyric was basically me just like I've heard all these words many times, but I don't really know the context of how to use them. So when I'm singing them, it's just like I'm singing just a bunch of words together that sounds good, but I don't know if they're kind of like compatible in a sentence.
Well, it's gonna work for somebody who doesn't know Spanish. It's gonna work for them. It's like when fucking Will Ferrell does like a fake Spanish song, or Jim Carrey. It makes sense. Like it connects on that level. But when you know the language, that's where it gets in the way, right?
Yeah, I know. But one of the things I thought was very funny was that persigo, sigo, conmigo, amiga, por favor, déjame, ligo contigo, digo, sí. I thought that was funny. But it doesn't have, like, I don't even know if that makes sense either. It was
That
just,
makes sense.
yeah, because when you, like, I think when you write rap stuff and you can, like, use words that have a very similar sound or similar, like, structure with the how it's written down. Por sigo,
Yeah.
conmigo, amiga, por favor, déjame, ligo contigo. You know what I'm saying? Like, it rhymes, but it also has this, like, it sounds like these other words, like persigo, contigo, conmigo, you know, like, sigo,
Yeah,
digo,
fortune has it that just
rhymes and it
it
works.
can work.
Yeah. So I was lucky with that. And it's really difficult when you're writing in another language and you don't know it well. So this was a big issue with this one. And then we talked about gangs earlier today on the phone, like I said pandilla, cuadrilla, brigada, and you said, what was it you said earlier today? It was a name for like a
Corillo,
Corillo. Okay, I missed that one.
banda.
Yeah, banda. Because I just had like pandilla, cuadrilla, brigada.
Cartel, bro.
But it's like Chico Malo
Gotta pay homage.
But so if I say like Chico Malo parte de la pandilla, Chico Malo parte de.
Chico Malo, parte de la pandilla.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense.
So what? I'm like the bad boys part of the group or the gang, right?
But most cultures are addressing an adult male as a tipo, right? Like
Yeah, they don't say Chico.
that would be they usually don't say Chico.
Yeah, but Chico means like small boy, like a tiny, like a child boy in a way, right?
Right. The child, El Chico, the small
Yeah.
one.
But I think that's kind of.
It's a nickname.
I think it's kind of cute though, right? Like it's like a bad boy, you know, like I like a mother telling like you're a bad boy, you know what I'm saying? Like using that as your kind of calling card.
Okay, so from that context, it could make sense.
That's kind of what I'm
talking down on somebody.
Yeah, but I'm saying like I'm taking it, I'm empowering myself and owning it. Being called a bad boy by my mother or something, you know, like oh, it's the Chico Malo, like, you know what I'm saying? He's the Chico Malo, you know, like he's the guy who was like reprimanded by his parents all the time, like, or if you're hanging out with like older guys, like in a gang, right? And they go like, oh, it's the Chico Malo, look, it's the Chico Malo, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're like, oh, it's the little boy, the bad boy, the little, you know?
If you characterize it, and I think that if you can accomplish the characterization in the song, it works.
Yeah, exactly, right. So I'd have to write something to kind of like point that out.
The way you did it just now, like a Chico Malo, like that with the rest of it there.
Yeah.
Now we've got more context.
A lot of people are saying tipo.
Allow it.
A lot of people are saying tipo malo. So tipo would be.
That's more colloquial. That's more like how you would address a dude.
Okay, so tipo malo. Yeah, but tipo malo. There's just something not right about that. The chi is the Chico Malo. It just sounds more rhythmical and percussive and musical. That's the problem.
I will be sure to tell all of my Spanish-speaking friends.
We need to change that.
We have been corrected, and we need to change it from tipo to Chico. And now I'll interrupt every discussion where the word tipo is used and be like, "Yo, actually, we should use Chico instead." Because
sorry.
Let's not even finish this conversation.
But I understand. Like the whole point with my song was to have the Chico Malo because I wanted it to be about like a young.
Nobody's trying to change that.
I know. But I'm taking like the.
Does it make sense? Is what you wanted to know in the answer?
Yeah, exactly. So when with the feedback I'm getting is basically like, oh, so what you're talking about is a very like young boy that's being reprimanded by his parents kind of thing, and I'm going like, okay, so I need to make a point out of that in the song for it to make sense, right?
Right.
So if I explained it a little earlier, like, oh, my mom used to call me a bad boy, and all the guys now all the guys I hang out with, they just call me the little boy now, and I'm like, you know, something like that.
We've defined that, like, you understand the meaning of what you're trying to get across.
Yeah.
What I'm addressing is like you have to have that characterization in the delivery of the lyric as well. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes.
So that wouldn't be a tone change. I don't
No,
know.
because I definitely think that if you are a Bad Bunny or a J Balvin or whatever, like a big rapper, and
Right.
you
But
want to,
they still got their flows.
I know, but if they want to make a track where they're kind of like want to make some like, especially for Bad Bunny, if he wants to make a track about something weird, and because he does, have you listened to his lyrics? They're fucking weird. A lot of it. It's like it's really weird. Like it's like whoa, okay, bro, like chill. Like that's super awkward. He has a lot of awkward lyrics when you translate them to English. So
Every rapper does.
yeah, so if you have a song called "I'm the Chico Malo," like, and you try to listen, I know you think it's about a little bad boy, but it's me. Like, fuck you and what you think. Like, it's basically about owning
Sure.
that, that weird thing. And as long as it's not a word that doesn't exist, but you think the context is weird, I'm fine with that. I'll take that. Fucking weird for 200, Alex. Like you know what I'm saying?
The but the problem with that is you cannot be ahead of every. It's like the the painter, the insecure painter
Uh-huh.
that's standing under his painting at his first fucking showing instead of networking
Okay.
and getting and seeing what's going on. He's under his fucking painting, just like waiting to explain to people what the fuck it is that they're looking at.
Oh no! I would just own it, and people would be weirded out about it. Maybe like that would be it. Like you guys are right now. Like that would be about it. And then for then go. I would definitely change. Definitely, And this
That's easy.
con baile compadre mio or compadre di. I would work on that. Those are awkward sentences like en la mesa
Right.
si bailar compadre di, but it just falls in the rhythm and the melody, right? Like en la mesa si da 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 compadre
Maybe
para pa
like
pa, so I would just have to replace the words completely. I think it just fits into the rhythm I was trying to make, right? So venga conmigo, I would have to say there's no venga conmigo, right? Like I heard that
ven
earlier.
conmigo. Yeah.
Ven conmigo. Okay.
You could say venga acá. It's just a different like come here. There's
Yeah.
different.
That's what I'm trying to say, right? I'm trying to say like come here and let's go party basically. Like let's go dance on the table. And
Yeah.
that was
You
like
could
the
say ven aquí conmigo. Venga, if you need
then
another little
then
bridge in there.
then I just need one still like ven conmigo.
Ven
I
aquí
just need
conmigo.
the reason I had venga or venga is because it has two syllables. Da 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 da. Venga conmigo, and I needed that syllable. So when you take it away, it's like ven conmigo. I hate that shit. Yeah, I have to have
Right.
I have to have it like a
There's plenty of fillers. Man.
exactly
So,
right. So
good.
yeah, but we're not working on this song right now. I thought it was like a good curiosity, but that was fun actually. Like I have a lot of Spanish speakers in the chat too.
I'm fucking stressed out, dude. Like I need a cigarette right now.
Me
Like,
too, bro. I was hoping you could
what
take
the fuck? I
over
didn't know I was gonna be like doing Spanish songwriting shit, bro. Like, let's go.
Oh my god.
Um,
Let's take a little smoky break and put a song on in the background here, and then we'll come.
Look, you put me on the spot. I want to put you on the spot for
Oh,
the last half hour,
oh.
and let's get a feedback loop going, bro.
What does feedback loop mean?
Then let's show folks what you're working on. Let's
Oh.
give them a little tasty taste.
Oh, what the hell happened now? Yeah, no, it's
What the hell?
no. I kind of wanted to talk about like these tracks I played in like on the France show. We didn't get to go through them, remember? Like when we
Well, I mean that also helps fill the same.
yeah, because it's a bunch of new tracks and stuff, and we have video clips from it too, and all the stuff. And I was also thinking about like I recorded, like I have a recording I did at home before I went to the show, and I was also thinking like if I should put that out on YouTube,
Oh, I for sure would put that
but
on YouTube.
but maybe I should save it for a time where I can actually video record it, like
No. That comes later, and it's fucking gonna be the songs will be completely different from what's there already.
Okay.
You know.
No, but I'm down with the
So
I'm down with the feedback loop stuff. Let me just let's have a tiny intermission, and I'll put on the intermission. I have a track called Intermission,
let's go.
and then have a smoky, and then hey, you. I don't. Are you allowed to do this on the internet? I'm sorry. I just know that I don't know the YouTube regulations. I would smoke inside too if I could, but I can't. I got lungs and families.
No, it's all good. It all depends on like how you age the audience. So if you've got like 13 and 14-year-olds in the audience, then
Yeah, no.
that would be a bad thing.
Okay. Okay, let's do intermission. We'll be right back after these messages.
Savant's live stream is adult-only content, family.
Yeah.
If you understand that. This is for maturing adults. Immature adults only. Setting the ground rules. What's the Let Him Cook track? That's one of the new ones. We'll probably play that. That's for sure on the France. On the France end. He didn't mute it. He didn't mute the chat or his mic when he left. Sam. Let me just put me on the spot. He's gone. No me hagan hablar español que no tengo mucha práctica. Yo estoy tripeando con el intermission. How do you feel about the Eurovision Song Contest? I feel everybody should participate in the Eurovision Song Contest. It's a good way to get discovery. It's one of the few global discovery platforms. It's monetized, and there's a lot of bad deals that come out of those things, but a way in is a way in. You know, just crash through that door. Buen acento. Muy practicado. Cuando empecé a hablar español no sabía español. Hablaba solamente inglés en casa. Todavía tengo un acento un poquito gringuito. Vengan conmigo, cabrones. Gonna make Alex play new music that he's not finished writing. So we need to get him to today, guys. It's holding back on y'all. I don't need to. I used to, not anymore, because he's married, so he doesn't need a power.
Let's see what. Oh, do you want to say hi? Yeah.
Hi.
Do you want to say hi?
See, this is the lady that has power of attorney now. He don't.
No,
need his
but
manager
it's
to
right
have
there.
it.
It's right there. Okay, so screen. There we go. There it is. Oh, Josh, where are you?
I hear. I'm here, but keep me hidden for a while so I can have a smoke break.
Okay. I'll hide you. Say hi. Put your head in.
Hey, the chat was asking.
That's my wife.
Hello.
How about-
This is my wife.
Hi.
I was thinking, Josh, or chat. I was thinking, I would like to do some more studio stuff that wasn't so contrived. And I was thinking a good idea would be to do Instagram Live on a Monday morning. When I wake up on Monday, I work in the mornings. Like, you know, this is
That's
like
smart.
It's like now it's late. It's like fucking 10:30 p.m. for me, and
Bro, we can do it on YouTube. There's no reason we can't do
no,
it
no,
on
no, no,
YouTube
no, no,
too.
no. I wouldn't want to. It's too contrived. It's too stressed. It's too complicated. I just want to like, I want to be working on something I'm gonna work on anyway. But
Fly on the wall type
fly on the wall. Like I just want to
Yes.
put up a camera and just like, yo, I'm just gonna work a little bit. You guys can watch, but I'm not gonna talk to you. But you guys can watch me work for a little bit, and it's gonna be more organic and real. You know, it's not gonna be so. Okay, today we're gonna, you know, like make a beat. Okay, speed. Make a house track as fast as possible. Okay, let's just do that real quick so you guys get that on the stream. Okay, let's just make a fucking electro or house track really quick so people get that before we shut off. I'll do the fastest house track I can make.
I might also recommend, you know, you could
Open up what?
you're already finished.
No, yeah. But I'm just gonna make something like the fastest
For
thing.
this, for the EDM high school stuff.
Okay, yeah,
I know what you're about to do.
yeah.
I'm here for it.
I'm just gonna make the fastest track I can possibly make.
You can take my face off and put the Fruity Loops up, bro. Let people watch what you're doing right now.
Okay.
This is what we're here for.
Okay, whatever. Yeah.
Fruity Loops. I fucking hate me for saying that.
Fruit Loops. Okay, FL, there we go. Okay, just screen. You're in the corner anyway there, so it doesn't matter.
Cool. Give you all the CPU back.
Vital. Actually did a lot of cool stuff in Vital before I stopped using it.
Bro, let's talk more fucking trap. Demon mode engaged.
Fuck y'all, I'm making music. There we go. It's on now. Swing engaged. Now we need to cut that shit. Reverb is ugly, so we gotta cut it.
It's already awesome.
Okay, here we go. Trigger, envelope. So what I would do usually is something like this. I'm a big fan of this. So it'd be more like fucking old school shit, and then wow, that's weird to say. And then what I'm looking for is copyright, acapellas, and prepared. course, the mixing comes in, where you want to make it sound as fat as possible. And we're gonna cheat a lot and just use like sound godizers and OTTs all over the place, and just like, we have a meeting with a big artist tomorrow. Oh, we need to show them something cool. We don't care how we do it. It's just a renegade shit. Okay, so A is not a great key, but let's take it down to F sharp. And then this would be pull this into 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, here we go. Okay. See if the kick is tuned. It was tuned. Oh. Okay, work on this a little bit. Find a better sound. I feel like I've used that. Why does it have 5? Oh, because I have to do this? And then, okay, I'm sorry. Get out of here. Got it. Shorten up the kick a little bit. Maximize. Why is the kick doing this to me? What's wrong with it? Okay, there we go. It's, yeah, loudness creates distortion. Get that loop on here. And then see what we can do with that loop. And then we need the snare on here. There we go. Going into Vengeance for some clap. God damn, it's a long time since I've been in here. Oh my god. I'm getting flashbacks to Vietnam. Going in here. So what if I do every other clap with the pre, like this? And then go strong. Oh, what am I doing? That's not what I meant to do at all. I want to use... shit. Let's use some presets from Gladiator. Maybe. That's old school stuff right there. Let's go through some presets on Glad. Oh no, 64 doesn't work. Okay. Regular. Just regular Gladiator, please, if I can. I don't know if it's gonna start. It's been years since I touched that shit. Okay, I guess it's not gonna... Oh, there it goes. Oh, okay, it works still. Okay, let's see if we dance presets. That's very loud. Okay, whatever. And then we go up here. Shouldn't be mono, even though that was kind of cute. Let's put on more voices on that and I know it's cute, but when you don't have any control and you're just browsing, you end up with stuff you could kind of have to browse forever to find something that matches that kind of sound you're looking for. So I think it's better just to make one from scratch. This is what I call a nervous synth. Those are very easy to make and they're very popular. When you do something, I really like my synths to move a little bit when they're going so, you know, it's very monotone to get the same pattern over and over without any movement. You know, changed my mind about this thing. Da-da-da. 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 Da-da. And now this needs to be tuned too. It needs to be mono. Oh, god damn, what you doing? What? Why are you doing this to me? Do I have to choose? But it can always be better. Oh, it stopped working? I guess that's... Oh, something happened there. I don't like it. But there we go. Woo! Soothe, get the hell out of here. Nobody invited you to this party. Yeah, that was a mistake. So yeah, whatever. Gives a shit about the song. Piece of shit. Type. There we go. Harmonies, I'm a big fan of. No matter what genre I'm doing, that's always gonna be like a universal. Okay, there you go. Done. I'm not even gonna save that. Nope. Bye. Yeah, so that was a speed track. Just
Holy shit. He just fucking blew it up, fam.
Are you blurred? Why you? Can you turn your camera back on?
That was the speed run right there. Like, literally, like, just blew it up. Don't even matter. Just poof. Gone.
Yeah, I'm not
Can
saying.
you release this? Never.
Never, no.
Hilarious. But I mean, this is how you fish for ideas, and it was good to see you fucking just locked in. The chat is all about it. This is the content they want to see, and the idea of you in the mornings, you know, maybe live cam. There's got to be a way to split it so you can see the screen and you as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would slap, and you don't have to worry about what's in the chat.
Oh, if
you
I
don't
do,
have to worry about.
if I do like the Instagram stuff, I'm just gonna film me. I think I'm not gonna film the screen so much. I'm just gonna put the camera in the corner and just like film my kind of movement. Because it's just the phone. You know, I don't have two screens on the phone. I don't have like that. Yes, I have that. I have the exact one.
Let it follow you with the camera.
I have the exact gimbal. So I'm just gonna do that. Yeah, camera's dead. I know. So that it's a sign.
It's a sign.
Yeah, but at least you see like a still, right? Like it's like a still frame. Oh no, it's not.
No,
actually,
we see the utility.
hell
utility.
no. Oh hell
So,
no. Oh hell no. Anyway, yeah. But yeah, that's just usually a good indicator that it's about time.
But yeah, dude, this is the flow. Once folks see this kind of stuff, they love it. We want to see more of it.
Yeah.
That's all.
Thank
Don't
you.
take yourself too seriously.
Yeah, thank you, Daisy and Stuart for the super chats. I appreciate it. Gotta.
I mean, the blessing here is that these live streams are being kept on YouTube, so you can go back and see and watch and dissect if you like.
Yeah.
But the fact that man can literally like just throw together an electro house banger and throw it away in half an hour, like 45 minutes to be fair, that's crazy. We want to see more of that shit.
Yeah.
Fucking throwaway tracks.
Well,
Run.
technically, if I wanted to get it back, I can always go to revert last backup, and it's still there. Like it's still here right now.
Wait, they've built in rage quitting tools for FL Studio. That was smart. Because folks get emotional.
So it's still there, but it's not gonna be.
All right.
It's not gonna be for long.
Right.
I have about like
I know
one.
where they put those.
No, but they get overwritten as you go along, right? So the more stuff I work on, the more overwritten those backup files get. So.
Got you.
Mm-hmm. So they're gonna disappear over the period of like at least one day.
Yeah, that was awesome. I don't think anybody's ever done that.
Yeah, I think people have done that, like speed running music. Jesus, I see that all the time.
Delete it. Probably delete it.
Like
just delete it.
Yeah, delete it. Get out.
I guess.
Get out of here.
It's not that bad.
Yeah. Yeah. So I kind of want to try to do something on the Instagram Live. Like I said. Oh, what am I doing? What did I put that shit on? Intermission. There we go. And then try to do something. So I either want to do like a retrospective on. We have the albums we can talk about because we haven't.
We're not done with that.
No, we haven't done that. Finished those. We could do those, or we could do like a Section Z retrospective where we talk about like where that record label and where like the origins of Savant and also deadmau5 started on the internet before.
You want to see me? You want to see me cry?
Yeah, I do. But not now. Save those crocodile tears for later. But if we're doing that, Josh has to prep some screenshots and some material for that stream because we can't just talk about it without showing it, right? You have to go to the Wayback Engine and get some video footage or something, right?
I got an archive.
Okay, cool, good. With some code, some HTML or whatever, and then show that off. And then another thing we could also do is last stream I talked about my video game dev stuff, and then maybe talk about some of the game stuff I worked on. Not music-wise, but actually as a programmer and developer, because I've made a bunch of demos and games and stuff, so maybe talk about that at some other stream. Like I told last time, I almost made like a Krang game a few years ago. It got pretty far along. Were you there in the stream? I think you dropped off, maybe, Josh? Were you there?
When?
Last Thursday. I talked about Krang. I made a video game for Krang and stuff.
No, I was there for a while. I remember seeing that part at the end.
Okay, yeah. Anyway.
More.
Okay, guys, thank you for tuning in, and we'll do something more impromptu on Instagram Live. It's gonna be very casual and laid.
Bro, you shouldn't even announce that shit.
No.
You should literally like just go.
Yeah. So it's just gonna happen when it happens. If you guys are at work or school or changing diapers on the baby or whatever, then you just fucking click on that thing, put on your earbuds or whatever, and then I'm just doing some stuff.
Cool.
And then
Monday we're announcing the Denver show.
Yeah, we're announcing a show on Monday.
Yes.
We are, we're coming to the US in August, and we're playing a bunch of shows. We're booking stuff right now, but we're playing Denver for sure, Seattle for sure, and we're trying to fill in all the other stuff. It's not like the ultimate tour. It's definitely just picking up some slack, and then throughout the year and next year, we're definitely going to be coming back and filling out some stuff. I think I would we had some stuff planned for Texas, and I would love to get those online again.
Working on that right now, actually.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, Josh. We'll talk next week.
Thanks, chat.
Thank you, guys.
See you guys soon.
Yeah, see you guys soon. Camera died, so I can't wave. So we'll just pretend I am. I'll wave with Josh.
Do a vocal wave.
I'll wave with your. I'm waving with your cam. I'm waving. Bye bye. Shaky shake. Wah! Okay, Josh. Good night. Well, or good evening or afternoon for you, but
all of it.
Yeah,
good times.
Okay, we'll talk later. Bye. Okay. Okay.